So it's all for play for still.
I think so. Do you want to bet against us?
Hello, Villa fans, and welcome to For the Love of Paul McGrath podcast. I think I'm on my own. I'm not sure whether Paddy's going to be joining us this evening, but either way, it's a really it's a really important night. Really big night for Aston Villa Football Club. 90 minutes away. Well, 90 minutes maybe plus, maybe penalties away from a European Cup semi-final as well. We don't get to those too often. And I've no doubt in my mind that Aston Villa will go hell for leather for this tonight in a raucous atmosphere in a stadium which I was blown away to see because has sold out for something like the first time since 2012 or something like that. 47,500 people there. But a stadium that when it's not sold out can be very raucous and can be very can be very intimidating as well, with Lille's brilliant home form, and Aston Villa will need to bring their A game, which I'm 100% sure that they absolutely will do tonight, or today, should I say. Just waiting on some team news, which has it come out already? Yes, it has. Team news is outrageous. So let me just pop this up here on screen and we'll discuss the team news. So here we go. The team is as follows: Martinez in goals, Cash, Konza, Pau, and Dina, Zaniolo, McGinn, Douglas Luiz, Tielemans, Diaby, and Watkins, with a bench of Olsen, Gauchi, Diego Carlos, Longley, Duran, Rogers, Kessler, Hayden, Bailey, Young Tim, Finley Monroe makes the bench, as does Omari Kellyman. So a fairly there's a couple of things inside there. Obviously, Cash comes back in after his injuries, and Yolo is favoured over Rogers, which are two changes that I'm not wholly against. And they're very, very good players in their own right. They're international grade players, and players I think can come in and meet the mark of what tonight means. Would I have liked Bailey to have started today? I absolutely would, but I'm going to be really honest, everyone. I don't really care whether he starts or not, as long as he has the impact when he comes on like he did at the weekend, because we all saw at the weekend, he comes on against Arsenal, has a fantastic impact, scores that goal in the 86th minute or whenever it was, and fair play to him. And I know that we all know he's going to come off the bench tonight if needed, and he's going to have a massive impact because he's been arguably our player of the season this year. You could probably say that we've had 9 players of the season or 10 players of the season so far this year. So, but Bailey is definitely up there. It's a team, like, as I say, I'm not really surprised. I think when I saw Matty Cash, we didn't do a preview show, but when I saw Matty Cash playing in training yesterday, I kind of felt that he would be in the team. I actually thought potentially he would be played on that right side in front of Konza. Maybe we would have gone back to that. But as we know, Emery has tried that a couple of times. Hasn't so much favoured it now. He hasn't favoured it mainly because we haven't had a lot of people available, in defence, and we've been down to bare bones an awful lot since pretty much the turn of the year in defence. But look, I'm really, really happy with this team that we've out there today. Gives Zaniolo time to shine. He had a fantastic game at the weekend at the Emirates. Go and prove it. Go and do more of it again today in a position where you're going to be needed. And we're going to need to see that defensive effort you put in against Arsenal as well there. And Diaby as well. We've expected an awful lot of Diaby. Some people say he hasn't delivered, but statistically, when you look at what his output has been, he's been up there with Leon Bailey for chances created and so on. Now go and do it in Europe, and be the player we know you can be. Emulate your former teammates in Leverkusen. Emulate your former teammate who was wearing an Aston Villa jersey with your name on the back of it, and Jeremy Frimpong, and start and ping a couple in the back of the net tonight. And we do love you already, Moussa Diaby, but we love you even more if you were to do that. I have to say, the away shirt. Tell me what you think of it, guys, in the comments. I know we've probably talked about this before, but the more I see it, the more I absolutely love it. I absolutely love that shirt. Obviously the logo is what it is, or the sponsorship logo is what it is, but I think it's really it's a lovely color of the logo that we have there. But I really like that shirt. I just think it looks lovely, and I hope it's going to be a nice lucky shirt for Aston Villa today in Lille. If any of you are fans that are over at the game and watching this, maybe in one of the concourses or in the main square, or maybe you're on the metro on your way out to the game, which I would probably advise doing right now, because apparently it takes time to get into the stadium. You've all had an absolute blast. I've seen some super flags over there. Martin Leonard from the Villa Park podcast had his flag up loud and proud with Paul McGrath on it as well, with Paul McGrath there as well. Love to see that representation there. And I've seen like tons and tons of people. The Punjabi villains have been over there. You name it, it's the who's who over there, and everyone seems like they're having a brilliant time over there. I know there was reports last night of one or two things happening with the French police, but I think all in all, it has been all in all, I think it's been a really cool trip for an awful lot of people who went over, and I've seen coaches go over via the Eurostar, and everybody stay safe over there and come home happy and healthy with the win for Aston Villa in the semi-finals, in the semi-finals to boot, should I say. I've taken down the team there, because what I want to do is I want to have a quick gander at I want to have a quick gander at the Lille team. LOSC Lille. Let's see, do they have their team up? And they don't on their English site anyway just yet. Am I gone bonkers? Did they do this as well last year, that they didn't put it on Twitter? Oh, they have. No, they didn't. Okay, maybe they have it up on Twitter there, but I will look at it on another application. So give me 2 seconds there. I know that the Albanian guy that was playing right wing last week is out anyway for certain. He was ruled out with injury. Yes, I have the team. Oh, that's the predicted lineup. What is the lineup? Tell me the bloody lineup. But I know you guys probably have it there already, but just give me the lineup. That's all I want. I don't want predicted lineups. I want the actual one. We'll have to revert to type here. So, and did it Conference League, Lille, Aston Villa. Okay, yeah, I have the Lille team here. So it's Chevalier in goals, Santos, Dicate, Euro, and Ismaili. Same back four as last time. Andre and Bentaleb holding like last time as well. Yeah, Zichi, who caused us lots of trouble the last day when he came on, the Turkish winger. He's come in for Zegrova. Haraldson is still in there in the number 10 role, with Goodmanson on the left wing and Jonathan David up top. So no real massive surprises there as well. And there's no massive surprises on their bench either. I suppose the real big one being that Angel Gomez is starting from the bench again. Came on against Aston Villa, and potentially you would say that that he would have started in this game, but wasn't to be, and he's starting from the bench today. So Fonseca has gone with his strongest team, and so he should, for the simple fact that they've had 7 days to recover. We've had Arsenal in the meantime, you know, and it could be argued that there was a lot of resting defense done against Arsenal in the first half of that game at the weekend, considering we soaked up pressure, but that can be just as debilitating as anything else. So it's going to be really interesting to see what Aston Villa goes out today. And remember, as long as Aston Villa do not lose today, Aston Villa will go through. 1-1 draw, 10-1 draw, Villa go through. So that's the beauty of this, the beauty of this game, and going there with a lead. Yes, we would have liked a 2-goal lead, but we don't have it. We have a 1-goal lead. And as you know, I don't let the perfect be the enemy of the good. And this is as good, as I say, as good as we can hope for, is going there with a lead. And I've pretty bullish about it after the game as well there. I don't see any reason why we can't hold on to that lead here in Lille, even with Lille's massively good home form this season so far. Will we hold on to it? I don't know. We could just as easily lose this game. I personally don't think we will. I think this is going to be a score draw today, and I think Aston Villa will go through. because I think we're going to go out to manage this game. I think we're going to go out to try and own possession in this game. And Foot Mob are hilarious. I'm just looking at it here. They've Watkins playing off Zaniolo up top, which just looks weird even when I'm looking at it here. But one of the big things that we have, I suppose, today is, we've got that Louise McGinn access back in there again. We'll have Tielemans in there too, and it's a really experienced Aston Villa team here. I'm just looking at here; they've cash in centre half as well. Now, can I show you this? Can I show you? Can I show you what Foot Mob have? And I love Foot Mob. Don't get me wrong. If there's anybody from Foot Mob here, looking, just look at that. Matty Cash looks so out of place there in centre half. I know Kanza has been playing right back, but don't let AI pick the team, guys. Don't let it pick the team, because when you Zaniolo up top with Watkins playing off it looks weird. When you've Cash at centre half and you've Kanza out at right back, it looks weird as well. But there's a lot of experience in this team. Like, lest we forget as well, Luca Dean is an experienced European campaigner as well with Barcelona and PSG, and Torres is an experienced European campaigner with Villarreal. You've got experience there from Tielemans, Diaby, Zaniolo, all experienced players within Europe. And that's probably why the likes of Zaniolo and those have gotten the nod. Lest we forget as well, he scored the goal in the inaugural Conference League final too. So, he does have moments of magic, and he's beginning to play himself into a lot of form in this Aston Villa team. And I'm sure we absolutely will see a very, very good performance from him as well. Where are we? Right, I'm going to come to some of your comments because I don't have Paddy here to keep me in check, and I'll just keep talking if I don't come to some comments. Where are we? Vinny says, they have to say I look well on this new 65-inch monitor. Well, should look better because I had to take a lot of the equipment I get is from Amazon, or it's from a German company, and they come with the 2-pin European plugs. And where the hell is Neil going with this, I suppose, is what people are asking. So I got a new coffee maker inside, and I have to have coffee or else I'll probably pass away. I think it's fair to say that there's a high possibility I will die. It's like oxygen for me at the minute, having 2 small kids. And I took one of the adapter plugs that I have for one of my lights here and used it in the coffee machine, and didn't have enough time to run in for it. So I'm shaded to one side of my face. I feel like the Phantom of the Opera, Vinny. But if you say I look good in a 65-inch TV, well then absolutely I'll 100% take that. Sea Lion I says massive day for young Finlay Monroe. I think so too. If you haven't heard by now, he's Declan Rice's cousin. It's one of those things. It's going to be one of those tropes about Finlay Monroe. It's going to follow him around. But you know what? I hope Finlay Monroe isn't as positionally lax as Declan Rice has been the last 7 days in every single game I've seen him play. So he played twice against Bayern Munich and against us. Whew, God, that lad's forgotten how to defend. Forgotten how to defend in the last 7 days. And last night he was left looking for their goal, and he was the man who lost Bailey at the back post. Don't get me wrong, I'm delighted he lost Bailey at the back post, but you expect a bit more from, what was he, 80 million, 100 million pound player in Declan Rice. But anyway, Finlay, you're going to be you're going to have the time of your life today, and who knows, maybe you might see action in the field, and if you do, I hope you go tear it up and become the next best thing for Aston Villa. Absolutely. Hope that as well. Garrett McDonough says 15 years to wait for a European quarter final. Is it only 15? Oh yeah, it is. Is it only 15 years? Yeah, I think it is. And it's probably, and if anyone can pop in the comments there when our last European semi-final was, let me know as well, because I would imagine it's probably 1982. Probably, I would say. So pop it in the comments there if you guys know. A lot of people don't want penalties. Yeah, I don't want penalties either. I certainly don't. But if we have to go through penalties, we have to go through penalties. And the only problem is, can we have Douglas Luiz take all our penalties? Maybe that might be good. I'd imagine that, actually, yeah. Pop in your 5 penalty takers. Who do you think your 5 penalty takers would be? Interesting. Pop them in there. Where else are we? Adam Hewitt says, if we win tonight, what a party tomorrow. Absolutely, Adam. What a party there will be tomorrow in the Aston Inn for our live podcast tomorrow. Tickets will be available on the door as well. if you haven't got a ticket on Yapsody, or if you're somebody who doesn't like buying tickets online, there's tickets available on the door. 6:45 kickoff. Doors are open at 5 p.m. and there's food served in the Aston Inn if you want to come down there straight after work. We'll be delighted to see you. Yeah, Paul McAllister, I'm living vicariously through Ian Taylor at the moment. Ian Taylor banging out songs all over the socials. I absolutely love it. He's what a man he is. I had the real pleasure of I suppose you could kind of say getting to know him over a night when he came to our gig in September. Just a real class ambassador for the club and a man who knows how to have fun. And never stop being Ian Taylor. Ian Taylor is what I would say to you. Never stop being Ian Taylor. Where else are we? Bog says he loves the shirt. He dislikes the grey and blue one. It just seems to be a non-colour in my eyes. Not as bad as that beige Spurs monstrosity though. Paddy loves that third kit as well. I don't mind it. I don't mind any of the kits we have. It's just this away one. The more I look at it, the more I think it looks pretty classy. I like it. And I didn't know whether I understood what that tribal design was on it at the time, and I know Castori came out with an explanation for it afterwards, but I'm beginning to like it the more and more I see it, and specifically on players. And you know what? It's probably because we're having a successful season as well, and I couldn't tell you how many games we've won in it, but usually when you have a successful season, you don't really care. They could be wearing black bin bags for all you care, so it's I think there could be an element of that in there as well. JMTD says that Zaniolo will score tonight. Mark my words. Top performance incoming. Absolutely would love it. Would love it indeed. Paddy's asking me to read my messages. Do I have a text message from Paddy? Oh, I do have a text message from Paddy ages ago. Will I ask Paddy to come on? Will I? I have all the power, I have the power. There you go, Paddy. Link onto you there. Paddy's probably going to come to us from the car, I would imagine. Brendan Miller says Rodgers off the bench if we need it is an excellent option to have. I absolutely 100% agree. I look forward to seeing you tomorrow as well, Brendan, over in Birmingham, over in the Aston Social. It's going to be a great crack tomorrow, win, lose or draw. The refs from Slovakia, we'll let Paddy deal with that as well. Keith Baran asks, can he play for Ireland? Can the ref play for Ireland? I think we need 11 refs on the field, and they all have to be in charge of the game as well to win games at the moment with Ireland. But we'll concentrate on getting a. You're talking about Finlay Munro. I don't know. I can't remember what side of the family Declan Rice qualified for Ireland from, but we'll make inquiries. But yeah, I think Ireland need to concentrate on getting CEOs that can actually do their job in the FAI, and then hiring a manager would be handy as well, because you kind of need one of those at international football. Moreno injured, Neil to step in. How do you know I'm not injured as well? How do you know we're not the same player? It's a valid theory. Although I don't know why Aston Villa wished Alex Moreno a happy birthday on the 30th of June last year, because obviously we are the same person. Where else are we? The penalty takers. I forgot I asked that question. Simon Turner is going with Louise, Watkins, McGinn, Tielemans, Bailey. Bog is going with Dougie, Meatball, Duran, Ollie, and Emmy. Emmy doing it, Ederson from last night. Sea Lion is going with Dougie, Pau, Yuri, Ollie, McGinn, Louise, Watkins, McGinn, Bailey, Yuri for Marco. And the last time we were in a semi-final was the Intertoto Cup of 2001. I've read it, actually, a funny one yesterday. Can't remember what year it was, but one year 13 teams from the Bundesliga got into European football. I think it was the last time that Leverkusen nearly won the league. Can't remember what year it was. But look that one up. 13 teams. Now it included Cup Winners' Cup and Intertoto Cup and stuff like that. I think it could have been around 97 or something like that. But yeah, look it up. 13 teams, and people are giving out about 5 teams getting into the Champions League from the Premier League. Clarence Blue Witch is saying Louise, Watkins, McGinn, Yuri, Torres, Louise, McGinn, Watkins, Digne, and Tielemans. Mike Warmball says Duran is apparently the best penalty taker in the squad. Well, he could be one of those ones. Well, he'll definitely be on before 90 minutes is out, I would imagine, but he could be one of those ones that's brought on just before the final whistle in extra time if he isn't. A lot of you guys coming in with your penalty takers there. I think for my penalty takers, it would probably be Louise first, McGinn second, Tielemans, Digne, and yeah, I fancy Pau Torres to want to take one. I fancy. I know he takes them. I know Bailey takes them for Jamaica, but I don't fancy him taking one for Villa. I don't know why. I think he might be on the number 6, number 7, number 8. No, then I could be 100% wrong. But I just fancy Pau Torres puffing the chest out and sticking one in the back of the net. I think so. And I don't know why, but left backs always take good penalties. As he racks his brain to think that a left back missed a penalty last night. You coming on, Paddy? I've sent you the message. I don't know, because I got to kick off someone's asking, is kick off 5:45? It absolutely is, but I got to go away soon. So just see if Paddy is going to make it on. He hasn't seen my message yet anyway, so I think we might have to. We'll have Paddy on the post-match podcast anyway. We'll have him on the post-match podcast. Yeah, as Tombo Jones says, Staunton took good penalties and he was left back as well. Ian Hart as well. Yeah, absolutely. And Lion Eye, exactly. This is my thinking as well. Pau took one in the Europa Cup final. But if memory serves me right, did they not have to go and do the rounds twice? Did they not have like 22 penalties before a penalty was missed? And the standard of penalty taking was absolutely outrageous that night, if I remember rightly. All of them were top bins. They were brilliant penalties, if I remember rightly. Yeah, maybe I'm misremembering it, but yeah, Paddy might be gone back to work. I know he's traveling at the moment, so that's why he was not sure whether he'd be able to come on. Well, we'll have him on the post-match podcast afterwards. Do you guys want to start putting in your yeah, and Dennis Irwin as well, Michael O'Brien? I'm getting very distracted with left-footed Irish players who could take penalties. Or sorry, fullbacks who could take penalties for Ireland. Anyone want to put in their scores, and I'll do a quick rundown of the scores, and then I will leave you to it. Leave it to your own devices before the game kicks off at 5:45. So we've got scores coming in here. Bolg is going for 1-1. Michael Richards is going for 1-1. Junior is going for 1-1. Lion Eye is going for 2-1. Villa winning the second half 2-0, says Jordy Villain. 3-1 says Dream Villain. Rich Burton's going 2-1 Villa. 0-0 says Karen McClatchy. 2-1 says Flange. 1-1 says Michael. 1-1 says Audrey. 3-0 Villa says Tommy. 1-1 Dan Ferry says. The converted wife says 2-2, and Cash is saying 2-1. Brendan Miller's going with 3-1 Villa. Mick Ducati's going 2-0 Villa. 2-1 says Tombo Jones. 2-2 Welland Valley. 2-1 Villa. 2-2 says John Steele. 3-0 Villa. 1-1 with 1-1 and 3-2 in aggregate. I think that means Alex. View Sonic 61 says 2-1. 2-0 says Daz Bull. Garrett McDonough says 1-0. Bertie says 2-0. Jonathan is going for a 0-all, or he wants a 0-all, should I say. Max Hunter's going 1-0. Stephen Sullivan's going 2-2. Adam Hewitt's going 1-1. I think it's going to be a blowout. 3-0 to Villa. I hope so. It would be brilliant for the travelling fans. And the weather over there seems like it's cracking as well. 2-1 says Shootings Tweed. 2-1 David O'Dwyer. 2-1 Paul Miller. A well-managed 1-0, says Andrew Monroe. Cat Cannon's going with 1-0. Tracy Long is going with 2-0. Osgerm is going 1-1. Gene Taylor is going with 1-0 Villa. 2-0, says Aaron Cunningham. 1-0 says Dav Skill. 22 points this weekend. Yeah, I think that's probably a good over-under, I think, to hit for sure for the weekend. Melty Shirts is going with 2-1. 0-all, says Andy Haley. Gazooks is going with 0-0. And Kieran Larkin is going with 1-0 Duran in the last 10 minutes. I'll take any one of those scores because nobody predicted an Aston Villa loss. So that's all we need, is Aston Villa not to lose in this tie tonight, and we will go through on the overall aggregate scores. So I'm hoping that that's the case as well. I'm going to leave everybody at that. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you to the nearly 900 people that are watching here. and really, really appreciate your time. We will be back right on full time with a post-match podcast for the final whistle, and I hope you'll join us then. And hopefully Villa will have won, and we'll be able to get in the party mood, because I have to catch a bus at 2:45 a.m. to get to Dublin. So it's not looking like I'm going to get much sleep tonight. So I might as well get the party attitude, party atmosphere started if Villa win on the post-match podcast. So hope to see you there. Mind yourselves, everybody, and we'll talk to you later. Stay safe, stay healthy, and all that's left to say is up the Villa.